On the wing for the Cougs from Alpine, Utah, a 6'4".
From the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino on the famous Las Vegas Strip, it's time for college basketball. A doubleheader tonight as undefeated BYU takes on St. Louis in the opener, and that'll be followed by Alabama versus Valparaiso. Hi again, everyone. I'm Tony Cardasco, live from courtside at the Men Who Speak Up main event here in Vegas. And there's a couple of good matchups tonight. Representatives from the West Coast Conference, the A-10, the SEC, and the Horizon League. That set the stage for the opening game. BYU 3 wins over Princeton, Coppin State, and Coastal Carolina. St. Louis under first-year head coach Travis Ford, 2-1, with a home loss to Ball State and wins over Eastern Illinois and Southern Utah. So tonight we're going to get a look for BYU as we set the starting lineups at the Lone Peak 3. And those 3 players, they played together. Nick Emery, TJ Haas, and Eric Mika. They won a national championship at Lone Peak High School in Alpine, Utah. So we'll set the rest of the lineup. We have LJ Rose playing the point tonight. Elijah Bryant has a knee injury and might just see some spot action tonight at the point. You have Nick Emery and TJ Haas in a 3-guard attack. Emery 6'2", and a sophomore out of Alpine, Utah, as is TJ Haas, who is a 6'4" freshman. And Haas this season, a long-range shooter, 7 out of 16 on threes, and averaging 13 points. And then the 2 forwards will be Kyle Davis at 6'8", and Eric Mika. Mika averaging 21 and 11 for St. Louis under Travis Ford out of the Atlantic 10. The starting point guard will be Mike Crawford. You have Crawford and Jermaine Bishop in the backcourt, along with Devel Roby. Roby averaging 6 points last year. This year he's coming out in double figures, a couple of double-figure games, 18 against Eastern Illinois, 17 versus Southern Utah. You'll also have Reggie Agbeko and Elliot Welmer. Agbeko at 6'7", 240, 16 and 10, and Elliot Welmer, the center, 6'9", 220, and he is averaging 12 points per game. The officiating crew, Tom O'Neill, Kelly Self, Marcus Pettigrew. And we are live in Las Vegas. The ball is in the air, and it is controlled, the top controlled by BYU. So there's Haas looking down to the low block for Davis. Davis drives in the lane, takes it up with the left hand, rolls out, and he will go to the free throw line. So Kyle Davis will go to the free throw line to try to get BYU on the board first. That personal foul on Agbeko, and that'll be his first personal foul. And that was one of the areas of concern for Travis Ford. Ford was concerned that his team would not be able to guard the middle defensively. Also concerned, as you see that first free throw rattle in, he was also concerned a little bit about the coverage on three-point shooting. He said, you need to pick your poison, but don't leave your man. If you're going up on a double team, go back to your man because they'll do the give and go and they'll hurt you back door. Second one, front iron and out. And Welmer clears for St. Louis. Here's the Billikens on the attack. There's Roby out the head of the circle. Gets an Agbeko screen. Now Roby shoots from 3. Off-balance shot. Agbeko with the rebound and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Reggie Agbeko of St. Louis. Going to see full court pressure being employed by the Billikens. Head coach Travis Ford won this tournament back in 2014 when he was the head coach at Oklahoma State. He spent 9 years there, and now he's the new head coach at St. Louis. There's Emery, three-point range. That's a fly swish. Down the shoot. So Emery connects. He had a good look from the angle. And it's a 4-0 lead for BYU. Welmer on the pick, no roll. Bishop, head of the circle. Bishop pull up, three-point range. That rattles out. And here come the Cougars once again of BYU. LJ Rose, Davis up top, high-low game. The action down low, look at a turn, it's Mika. Mika pushes off, whistle, and that's going to go against Eric Mika. one of the areas that they're looking to clean up in college basketball is this: who initiates the first contact. And there you saw that little bow being thrown out there by Eric Mika, and that'll be his first personal foul. The one thing about St. Louis, they have 3 big bodies to throw at Mika tonight. Austin Gilman is 6'10", and Matt Newfield at 6'11". Now the low block. Here's Beckel. Looks to turn. Jump hook. Good look. Can't buy a basket. Outside. Here's Emery. Down on the low block. Mecca inside. Jump hook. That's the real deal right there. And so Mika with his first bucket of the night, and make that 6-0 in favor of BYU. Jermaine Bishop handles the ball. And off the curl, that jump shot off the mark by Crawford. Mike Crawford, the point guard. 0 for 4 now for St. Louis from the floor. And don't think that Hawes wouldn't trigger from there. He wants the ball 30 feet out. Lets it fly on the way. Swish! TJ Hawes from distance. And it's 9-0 in favor of the Cougars. And you just give him a little bit of distance outside, and he'll shoot from anywhere. He also makes some very awkward shots, does TJ Hawes. Welmer, ball fake, and he gets hammered by Davis. And that'll be the first personal on Kyle Davis.
Cougar foul, 21, Kyle Davis, first personal.
So nothing going right thus far for St. Louis. And Ford goes to his bench. And we see Matt Newfield. Newfield at 6'11". They'll play a double low post, but there on the drive, that shot is rejected underneath. And it's blocked out of there by Mika. The other way. Oh, and you just saw where Rose missed the shot. Emery for 3, and he's fouled. And the foul will actually be inside. A push off on the interior. A foul will go against Newfield.
Second team foul.
There's a drive, and maybe LJ Rose should have gone up a little bit stronger inside. He just tossed the ball up there. That's a non-shooting foul. 9-0 BYU. Off the inbounds. Nice strip and out of bounds as Bishop knocked the ball away from Kyle Davis. There's that other big body we talked about, Austin Gilman, coming in. He played 16 games last season before suffering a foot injury, and he missed the final 16 games. As we get a foul.
Foul on number 13, Matt Newfield.
Newfield comes in and quickly has 2 fouls.
Check that. He gives it 25. It's on Austin Gilman.
And now they change that to Austin Gilman. 13th foul. And they try to play again, and it's finished off by Eric Mika. 11-0 to start this game for BYU. Off the double team. Crawford almost carried. Here's Roby, uses a screen. Crawford with now 10 on the timer. Here's Bishop in traffic. Drives to the lane, lays it up off glass, and puts it in for the first bucket and points of the night for St. Louis. So after missing their first 5, now St. Louis is on the board. There's the curl for Emery. Step back 3. Throws up an air ball and out of bounds. And that'll go over to St. Louis. Here's the alley-oop on the inbound pass and the royal flush. We're in Vegas. We're allowed to say that, right? Here it is once again. And what a finish. And someone didn't spot up there. No recognition of the man of the middle. 11-2. Gilman. Here's Bishop. Pull up 3. Swish! So Jermaine Bishop. And Bishop now has all 5 of the points for St. Louis. And suddenly it's down to a 6-point advantage for BYU. Could be a mismatch. Let's see how Beko handles this. Some bumping and the turnaround by Miko. He got him off of his spot in the lane. Cleared by St. Louis. And the pull-up three. Bishop's feeling it. Front of the iron and off. Back the other way. And here's a 2-on-1. Emery gives it off to Rose. And Rose is fouled in the lane and will go to the free throw line when we return. There's a 2-on-1 break. And the foul was on DeVille Roby. We have a timeout. Stay tuned. More ahead on the Men Who Speak Up.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
So BYU raced out to an 11-0 lead, and now St. Louis has countered with a 5-point mini run by Jermaine Bishop, who scored a lay-in and also had a 3-point bucket. And that's where we stand right now. 15:25 to go here in the first half. Tony Cardasco live at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And Rose, who was fouled on that 2-on-1 break, connects on his first free throw. So L.J. Rose, the transfer from the University of Houston, off on the second free throw. And St. Louis trying to cut into that lead. Here's Mike Crawford around the weave. Bishop, pocket pass down low. Looking to turn is Gilman, sealed off. Bishop, Roby in the lane, and he might have thrown it out of bounds. He did. So another St. Louis turnover. And that'll be their second of the game.
Zeke Moore checks into the ball game now.
Sharpshooter Zeke Moore coming into the game. The 6'6 freshman from St. Louis for the Billikens. Roby on the angle. Emery. And there's that double team that Ford wants his team to back off of. And that's exactly what Ekbeko did right there. Pause. 30 feet outside. He steps up in the lane. Miko, the finish. Mika. So Mika with the dunk. And there's no answer for him inside. So for Eric Mika now with 6 points. Crawford. Around the horn, and Bishop goes in the lane. Pull up left elbow. And the rebound to Kyle Davis. Once again, there's Hawes, 3-point range. And that's a bullet from 30. He's going to race up and down the court here tonight. In traffic, Bishop goes up underneath and lays it up and in. So how does Jermaine Bishop make that happen?
Second personal.
He had absolutely no angle. He went under the basket on the reverse. There's the penetration by Bishop. He gets around Mika. He goes up with the offhand. And that's a little bit of Vegas luck right there. So Bishop connects on that free throw. And he has all 8 of St. Louis's points here in the early going. Yoli Child steps on the court now for BYU for the first time. Emery, some jostling underneath. And they're going to get Austin Gilman on the personal foul. And on Gilman, that's his second personal, and now the 15th foul for St. Louis. We also see Jalen Johnson coming on. Let's see if they try to throw the lob pass inside with Mika out of the game. They don't. And here's Rose on the high screen. Emery down low. Kyle Davis, jump hook, 2. So BYU scoring most of the points here in the paint. They have 8 of their 16. Half their points are down low. There's Zeke Moore. Aaron Hines is also in now for St. Louis. Down the low block, that's Welmer looking to swivel. Shot rejected. And here's Rose underneath for Childs. Childs had a difficult time handling the basketball. And off the turnover. There's Hines up top, feeling it again. Jermaine Bishop for 3. Long rebound. Good try by Johnson to save it in, but to no avail. And it's an 8-point lead for BYU. The Cougars led by 11 to nothing out of the shoot. And for St. Louis, they're going to have to get someone else into the scoring column. Well, there's Elijah Bryant. We weren't sure if he would play tonight. He said his left knee is acting up. And he's going to see some action here, see how long he can go. So Bryant in the backcourt with Emery. That's Bryant. And once again, TJ Haas. Off the double team. Haas hesitation. Dribble, lays it up and in. Nifty move for TJ Haas. And Haas now with 5 in the game. And it's back to double digits for the lead for BYU. Roby. And Hines. That drop step up top by Welmer, but he couldn't find a hole. Now underneath, the layup attempt is off the iron. Aaron Hines went in strong. And Hines will go to the free throw line. So Hines, a 6-foot redshirt junior from St. Louis and John Wood Community College, goes to the charity stripe. So for the St. Louis Billikens, from 2012 to 14, 3 consecutive NCAA berths, but never more than 1 win. Hines makes good on the first free throw. St. Louis really has learned how to play from behind this season. And the Eastern Illinois game, they were down by 11 at halftime, and they stormed back and won that game, 71-69. Childs off the miss. Davis on the angle, and Bryant to Childs. Skip it to Emery. Sailed off at the baseline, over 2 men, contested, knocked out of bounds. And last touch by BYU, an ill-advised shot for Nick Emery as he drew the double team. There is a timeout on the court with BYU leading by 9 on the Men Who Speak Up main event.
Welcome once again, the heavyweight championship division. You're going to see who gets the heavyweight championship on the dance floor right now. 4 contestants coming out, going to get hooked up with a prize. That is the prize over there. Brittany's holding the championship belt for our winner that we're going to have on Wednesday. These guys getting hooked up with world.
There's life, and then there's Summerlin Life, a premium master plan community lifestyle only found in Las Vegas, with Red Rock Canyon for a backyard and downtown Summerlin's fashion, dining, and entertainment at your doorstep. this award-winning amenity-rich lifestyle has to be lived to be believed. And with dozens of actively selling neighborhoods, there's never been a better time to start living the Summerlin life.
He's backing up for something big.
Back at the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas. I'm Tony Cardasco in BYU. This is really an area that they visit every year here in Vegas, but the first time playing in the MGM Grand Arena. They typically play here in the West Coast Conference, and the tournament here, which is played crosstown at the Orleans Arena. And at the Orleans, they're 0 for 5 in winning titles, but this is a heck of a BYU Cougar team. And one of the areas of concern for Dave Rose now in season number 12 was that Travis Ford, the opposing coach from St. Louis, he said that he runs a lot of different plays and he doesn't know if his team's going to be able to respond early, make some adjustments and what have you. But thus far, it's been a commanding lead for BYU, leading 18-9. And for St. Louis, it's been the Jermaine Bishop show, who has 8 of the 9 points. For the Billikens, balanced score sheet for BYU. Haas with 5, including a long-range three-pointer. And then Emery and Davis with 3 apiece, and Mika in the center has 6. St. Louis possession here following the timeout. Just under 12 to go in the opening half. Top, there's Johnson. And then in the lane, Ekbeko wants to maneuver, but he draws a double team, and he travels with the ball. And so anytime a player puts out a stiff arm this season, you're going to see a foul called. And I thought defensively that BYU might have been using their hands to hand check. Goes the other way. Pause. Childs down the lane. Jump pass underneath Davis. In traffic, goes up. Can't get it to go down. And back the other way. Here's Hines. To Crawford. Crawford in the lane. Crawford goes up left-handed. Layup attempt, no good. Short. And Ekbeko cleans it up and in. So Reggie Ekbeko on the board. His first basket of the night. And it's a 7-point game. Bryant at the point. Haas, high post Davis. They look for Childs down low. They get a clear out for Emery, and a whistle and a foul. A foul against St. Louis. DeVell Roby will be charged with the personal foul, and that's his second. So 2 now on DeVell Roby. So we see Jamal Aites coming on for BYU. And underneath, off the inbound, the steal. Here's Roby. Bishop around a screen. The give and go, and the finish. No, Ekbeko, and he tips it in. 18-13 is your score now. Have to try to get Eric Mika back in the game. Here's Haas around a double team. Emery steps up, drive. That shot is deflected, bounds out. Ekbeko clears. Here's Jermaine Bishop. Bishop penetration and then kick. Ekbeko on Aites. And they're going to get Aites with the push off. Rule of thumb this season in college basketball, whoever initiates the first contact, call the first foul. And that's what they're telling them to do. And I like to see the contact and see those guys bang down low. And you're taught to play to learn how to play with contact. Five team fouls on BYU. Off the turnover. LJ Rose gets the ball up quickly. Emery wanted to trigger. Seek more guarding. Underneath, Aites can't handle in the lane. Aites gets knocked down. And here's Bishop. From behind, they're trying to get the steal, and the floater in the lane is good. Boy, Elijah Bryant just could not catch up to Bishop, who's on fire. He has 10 of the 15 St. Louis points. Backdoor, Emery.
Nick Emery.
For Emery in the game now, he has 5 points. And it's back to a 5-point BYU lead. Tapped out of bounds and last touched by L.J. Rose of Brigham Young. So Jermaine Bishop, who was last season the A-10, on the A-10 all-rookie team, averaged 9 points in about 12 minutes of play. Moore, and then up top, Welmer. Just nicked the iron. And BYU looking to get it out of there. And the pull-up three by Bryant. No good. Back the other way. Nice crowd filling in here at the MGM Grand Garden. Glad that you could be along for tonight's broadcast. There's Crawford. They're going to try to play a half-court game. Hawes was calling for a travel. Shot clock is down to 8 now. Head of the circle, Welmer lets it fly again from 3. He can only get the front of the iron again. And the rebound comes down to L.J. Rose. Rose to Bryant. Bryant pull up. 3-point shot is deflected by Zeke Moore. And back the other way. Bishop in the lane. Bishop goes down. He's hammered hard, and a blocking foul against Elijah Bryant. Take a look at this play again. And you see the acceleration in the lane.
16 foul.
And that foul will go on Nick Emery.
Austin Gilman back in the ball game for the
That'll be a non-shooting foul.
DJ Haas returns for BYU.
Some theatrics inside. Gilman up top. Here's Bishop. Moore open for 3, and that shot off the heel of the iron. Long rebound. Ekbeko has it stripped away by Hawes. Hawes ahead of the lane. Goes up for the dunk. And no whistle. And now bodies flying everywhere. And we're going to get just the ball knocked out of bounds. And last touch by Elijah Bryant. A frenetic pace. You hear the BYU fans behind us. Let's take a look at this action. There's the steal. TJ Haas was taking it down the lane. That ball pops out of the rim. Everyone just stands around, but then there's a long rebound, and you see a collision, and the ball just went out of bounds to St. Louis. Moore takes the baseline, goes up inside, off glass on the reversal for 2. Sweet move by Zeke Moore. And it's a 3-point ball game. Rose down low, shovel pass inside. Childs gets it across the lane to Jamal Aites. And Aites is fouled in the act of shooting and will go to the line.
Fouls on King Moore. First personal, 17 foul. Time is called.
And we will go to a break right now with BYU leading by 3 and the Men Who Speak Up main event.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should be.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should.
Don't forget, coming up at the conclusion of tonight's game, stay tuned for Alabama versus Valparaiso tangling for the first time in 60 years. So that's coming up at the conclusion of this game. We'll have a little break here in Las Vegas and then go right into that game. And together, this Lone Peak 3 for BYU, Emery, Hawes, and Mika, together they are averaging a combined 48 points per game for the Cougars, and thus far unable to get on track, although BYU now outscored 17-9 following that opening 11-0 run. We'll see Travis Ford using a lot of bodies. He plays on the average now through the first 3 games of the season. He'll go about 8 deep on that bench, averaging 10 or more minutes. The action has been up and down the floor. Not a lot of points as a result, but it's turned into a very physical encounter in the early stages. St. Louis 7 of 22 field goals, BYU 8 of 18, and rebounding 14 boards apiece. And so Jamal H will go to the free throw line, and he's got 2 shots coming his way. H, the junior out of San Diego, California, makes good on the first. The UNLV transfer set out the 2014-15 season due to injury and was a medical redshirt. And last year had 11 points against Adams State. Makes good on both. Every bit of 6'6", 235, and a 5-point lead for BYU. And down the lane, that shot might have been deflected on the inside as Bishop went up. Back the other way. Stepping up is Rose. Jump pass underneath Childs. Back to Rose. 3-point range. Lets it go. And won't go down. Ekbeko clears. And St. Louis will set up shop offensively. And now they're trying to run their offense. As Aaron Hines in. Hines replaced Mike Crawford. Welmer on the high post. Might try a little high-low action here. Instead, he just gives it off. Shot clock under 10. Now down to 7, 6. Welmer with 5. Deep in the corner. And Moore has that shot rejected out of bounds. Knocked out by Childs with 1 second on the timer.
Nick Emery checks back into the contest.
Rejected. And out of bounds. So 1 second on the shot clock. And they get it in. Bishop turnaround, hits the side of the backboard, and a shot clock violation. Good defense by BYU in that sequence. Frenetic as the pace has been. Just 3 turnovers for St. Louis and 4 turnovers for BYU. Some token pressure in the backcourt now by the Pelicans. Here's Davis. Shovels it off to Rose. The alley-oop underneath. Childs catches it. Nice play. Turns around. Davis jump hook too. Good recognition inside as Yoli Childs did not have the angle on the bucket and just played unselfish basketball. And that's what the head coach Dave Rose of BYU has been talking a lot about this week, about sharing the basketball, about making that extra pass. Off the curl in the lane. Here's Bishop, goes up inside. No. Ekbeko, he scrambles and tries to get the rebound, but it's taken out of there by Rose. There's Childs down the lane. Rose, and he misses the easy layup attempt. Back the other way. Jermaine Bishop. Stutter step, loses his feet, and we're going to get a tied up situation. St. Louis will maintain control of the basketball. And now Mike Crawford back on. And Crawford will be replacing Aaron Hines. So Moore to trigger it in to Bishop. High dribble. Welmer spots up 3. He's short again. And we have a whistle. The ball will stay with St. Louis. And 13 seconds on the shot clock. getting the shot clock situation handled here. Bishop up top, Ekbeko. Shot clock is down to 7. Some pushing up front. Moore, he gave it off. Welmer, penetration on the baseline, lays it up and in. Elliot Welmer. And Welmer with his first basket of the night. First make in 6 attempts. And it's a 5-point game. Down low, the turnaround is good and won by Davis. So Kyle Davis is doing a lot of work inside tonight. He now has 7 points. See Davis real strong. Ekbeko has his hands full inside. He just went out and never really jumped up on that shot. As Davis completes the 3-point play, and it's an 8-point lead with 5:24 to go in the game in the first half.
Matt Neufeld has checked back into the game for St. Louis.
Welmer. Neufeld. And then back to Moore. Around the horn. Crawford. He leaves it off. And then Moore. Fadeaway jumper from 3-point range. And that's no good. Cleared out by Rose. Goes to bounce pass it. He had the cutter, Emery, but a kick ball against St. Louis with 27 on the shot clock. We're talking about sharing the ball for BYU on Saturday against Coastal Carolina. As Emery receives, goes up, off glass on the reversal for 2. So Nick Emery with a finish. Back to a 10-point lead for BYU. The Coastal Carolina game. 24 assists on 33 field goals for BYU in that game. As Neufeld comes back the other way with the finish. And it's his first basket of the game. It's back to an 8-point contest. It's Davis up top. Emery, man coverage. Pause. Behind the back with the dribble. Leaves it off behind the back. And the dunk and the finish by Yoli Child. Showtime, folks, from Vegas. Bishop back the other way. Elbow jumper is good. Bishop now with 12. And the answer, and an 8-point lead for BYU. Hawes is so exciting to watch. He'll throw up awkward shots. That shot is blocked. That is knocked out of there. And Zeke Moore got a hand on it. Back the other way. Here's Crawford in the lane. Crawford is rejected out of there by Yoli Childs. Emery lays it up too hard. Whistle and a foul. A foul on St. Louis in the lane. End-to-end action. So take a look at TJ Hawes, if you will. Behind the back with a dribble. Over the shoulder pass. Underneath Yoli Childs. And then this was St. Louis. And the rejection underneath by Childs as Crawford was driving.
You're in the fight of your life. It helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
One stage done. Sione so focused, repping the Y, racing back. It is neck and neck right now.
We are back at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. It's been an entertaining first half. 3.5 to go, and we've seen almost everything. We've seen an assortment of dunks by BYU, bringing the fans to their feet, and we've also seen what TJ Hawes could do in the open court. It's a lot of fun. And he makes shots. He has this uncanny ability to get off a shot. He can create shots. And then that dribble penetration caught everyone sagging down in the over-the-shoulder look. So let's see what St. Louis could do. St. Louis has been trying more or less to slow down the tempo in this game. Field goal shooting tonight, BYU 48%, 32% for St. Louis in the early parts. 1 of 10 from three-point range for St. Louis. 2 of 7 for BYU. Points off of turnover, 7 for BYU to 4. And bench points, 5 to 4 in favor of St. Louis. Points in the paint, that's where all the scoring's coming from. 20 to 16 in favor of BYU. So Emery will go to the free throw line. Leading returning scorer for the Cougars. His brother Jackson is the all-time steals leader at BYU. Preseason all-conference selection. Cans 2. And a 10-point advantage for the BYU Cougars. Bishop, they look for a mismatch underneath. They look for Welmer. BYU settled into a zone. That floater in the lane won't go down for Bishop. Scramble on the floor. Hawes comes out with it. Here's Hawes on a 1-on-3. And that time he just dribbled the ball out of bounds. Lost his concentration. You can't take that inside on a 1-on-3, so Hawes just needed to be a little bit more patient. Give it to the trailer, set up the offense. Drive by Crawford. Cross court. Zeke Moore for 3. Swish! So Zeke Moore gets into the act. In high school, he averaged 21 points per game. He definitely can shoot. Has 5 on the night. In traffic underneath, Hawes draws the foul. And that will be Matt Neufeld on the foul as Hawes will go to the free throw line.
That'll be his third personal.
Third personal foul.
10th team foul.
And that almost went down even for TJ Hawes.
TJ Hawes at the line.
So 3 fouls on Neufeld. First one rattles out for Hawes. Averaging 13 points, 4 rebounds per game. Had 20 in the opener against Princeton. I watched that game. That was a good game for BYU. Good experience. Davin Gwynn will be checking in for BYU at the next stoppage. Hawes off the steal. He kept it in bounds. And back the other way. There's more. Acrobatic shot attempt. Draws the foul. And so we will see Zeke Moore going to the line. And that foul on Davis. That's a second personal foul now on Kyle Davis.
Zeke Moore will be at the line.
Also checking back in is Yoli Childs for the Cougars. Watching shoot-arounds yesterday, I think the teams felt comfortable, with shooting with the rims here at the MGM. They do a great job of the configuration for basketball. The Pac-12 tournament is played here. Had a variety of other games played here in this arena. Second free throw, 1 out of 2 for Moore. And it's a 7-point ball game. Emery down low. Rose can't handle. I don't know if he saw that pass coming. Here's Bishop. Welmer, ball fake. Dribble drive, penetration, leaves it off in the lane. After the deflection, a step-up jumper by Crawford won't roll down. Rose. And Emery from 30. And side of the rim and off. That's a brick and more. Cross court, Crawford in rhythm. 3! So Crawford finds his range. First basket, and it's just a 4-point lead after BYU jumped out to that early 11-0 advantage. On that drive, Bishop will be charged with a personal foul. And that's just the first on Jermaine Bishop. Bishop in double figures, leading scorer in the first half with 12. And Rose goes back to the free throw line. See what I'm talking about? Friendly rims there. Clank the front of the iron. But I heard some of the players yesterday here saying that they really liked the way the ball was falling, through those rims and pretty soft. So we might see high-scoring affairs here. Off the curl. Almost a travel by Crawford. Up top for Bishop. Welmer in stride, three-pointer. A little bit too hard. And off the rebound, we're going to get a foul. And that's Matt Neufeld. And that's 4. That'll be his 4th personal foul with 1:36 to go.
Jamal Aites at the line.
And so Jamal Aites will go back to the free throw line. Aites is perfect from there, a 3 out of 3. So Jalen Johnson reports back in, and he'll replace Matt Neufeld with his 4 personals. If nothing else, you need that big body at 6'11", and a rim protector. An 8-point lead for BYU. Johnson to Moore. He looked in the low block for Crawford, couldn't find him. Around a screen, here comes Crawford fading away. He slips, he falls down. Back the other way, Rose. And we've got a whistle.
Hey, see it? Hey, see it? Watch the lobs. Hey, watch the back screen, Mike. Mike, we switch some back screens.
BYU maintains possession.
Hey, help me on this curl.
There's a lot of talking going on over there. One of the players, I think, on the St. Louis bench had to be checked. Inbounds coming in around a child screen. There's Emery, lets it go from 3. Off the miss, tapped out of bounds to St. Louis. So Yoli Childs thought that he was fouled. A nice closeout on the outside by Moore, you see. Yeah, it might have went over the top. Childs might have actually knocked that out of bounds, folks. There's Bishop. Inside the final minute of the first half. Bounce pass underneath Welmer. Off glass, can't get it to go down. One and done for St. Louis. Rose. Emery. He spotted Aites down low. They go cross court. And in the lane, there's Aites with that short jumper. Jamal Aites has done a good job in a reserve situation for BYU now with 6 points. And the final shot now perhaps for Bishop and St. Louis. Just a 3-second shot clock differential. They're going to use most of it here with BYU leading by 10. Shot clock down to 5. Bishop goes over to Jalen Johnson for 3. And at the buzzer, Rose has that shot blocked by Johnson, and that's the end of the first half of play. So BYU is leading St. Louis 40-33. In that first half, we saw BYU jump out on top, 11-0, and then a lot of scoring early on by Jermaine Bishop. And Bishop in the first half winds up with 12 points on 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point range. And he leads all scorers after the end of the first half. The question that you have to ask is what happened with Eric Mika in that first half. He only played 6 minutes, had 6 points, and has been on the bench pretty much after the first 6 minutes of the game. He had a thunderous dunk, and he also had 4 rebounds, so we'll have to check on that. And at the break, it is BYU leading St. Louis 40-33.
You're in the fight of your life. It helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
There's life, and then there's Summerlin Life. a premium master plan community lifestyle only found in Las Vegas. With Red Rock Canyon for a backyard and downtown Summerlin's fashion, dining, and entertainment at your doorstep, this award-winning amenity-rich lifestyle has to be lived to be believed. And with dozens of actively selling neighborhoods, there's never been a better time to start living the Summerlin life.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
There's life, and then there's Summerlin Life, a premium master plan community lifestyle only found in Las Vegas. With Red Rock Canyon for a backyard and downtown Summerlin's fashion, dining, and entertainment at your doorstep, this award-winning amenity-rich lifestyle has to be lived to be believed. And with dozens of actively selling neighborhoods, there's never been a better time to start living the Summerlin life.
Turn it up, let's go. Circling around. 5 chairs. Who's getting hooked up tonight? Music going. Little one still in. I think more. What's your name?
Sam.
More of Sam is on the chair. All right. Maybe next time, brother. Here we go. All right. Sam, hop up. You follow directions this time. That's good. There we go. 5 contestants. 4 chairs. Oh, the quick one. Wow. Boxed out. Don't boo the kids. Stop it. Hey, you know we'll give her a prize for being the cutest thing in here, all right? Don't boo the kids. Boo the kids. Continuing on, 4 kids, 3 chairs. You get hooked up. Oh, DJ's playing quick. Sam, you keep boxing people not like that. I don't know if you're gonna be able to stay for the second half, all right? Pull a chair away, cheer them on. 3 little ones, 2 chairs. Who's getting hooked up? Circling around. Oh, the stunner step. Sam's focused. Sam's focused. I don't know. Sam looking all leisurely. I think we got our last 2 right here. All right, what's your name real quick?
Will.
All right, we got Will. We got Sam playing defense. Cheer on our last 2. Circle around that chair. Go faster. Circle around. I want y'all running. I want you running. Run. Get a little jump on. It's the main event. It's the final one. Like nothing. Like nothing. My man, make some noise for all of our contestants. We got the winner right here. The champion going home with the prize. Make some noise for our winner.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should be.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should be.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should be.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
There's life, and then there's Summerlin Life, a premium master plan community lifestyle only found in Las Vegas, with Red Rock Canyon for a backyard and downtown Summerlin's fashion, dining, and entertainment at your doorstep. This award-winning amenity-rich lifestyle has to be lived to be believed. And with dozens of actively selling neighborhoods, there's never been a better time to start living the Summerlin life.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
There's life, and then there's Summerlin Life, a premium master plan community lifestyle only found in Las Vegas, with Red Rock Canyon for a backyard and downtown Summerlin's fashion, dining, and entertainment at your doorstep. This award-winning amenity-rich lifestyle has to be lived to be believed. And with dozens of actively selling neighborhoods, there's never been a better time to start living the Summerlin life.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
There's life, and then there's Summerlin Life, a premium master plan community lifestyle only found in Las Vegas, with Red Rock Canyon for a backyard and downtown Summerlin's fashion, dining, and entertainment at your doorstep. This award-winning amenity-rich lifestyle has to be lived to be believed. And with dozens of actively selling neighborhoods, there's never been a better time to start living the Summerlin life.
Both teams are back on the court as we're getting set to start the second half of play between BYU and St. Louis in the Men Who Speak Up main event. One of two semifinal games here tonight, and then the two winners and losers will each play each other on Wednesday night back here at the MGM. And we take a look at the halftime statistics, and you see the field goal percentage. BYU 47% from the field, and St. Louis 33%. And a lot of the points were scored early, a lot of the points in the paint for BYU. They jumped out to that 11-0 lead. 3-point range, 29% St. Louis, 22% for BYU. Rebounds almost even after you would think an early advantage. And then for BYU, one of the key statistics here in the first half, 9 assists and 4 for St. Louis. And one of the keys for BYU and for Dave Rose coming into tonight's contest was taking care of the ball and sharing the basketball. So 9 assists for BYU in the first half. And that could only lead to some better things if you continue to share the ball. There were 7 turnovers for BYU, by the way, and 5 turnovers in the contest for St. Louis. A lot of fouls for St. Louis. They had 12 fouls in that first half. And of concern, one of their 3 big men, Matt Neufeld, who has 4 personal fouls, and they definitely need a body, and we're still going to wait to see what is going on with Eric Mika, who played just 6 minutes for BYU in the first half. He had that thunderous dunk off of the lob, off of the inbound. And this is a contest so far that St. Louis has trailed in its entirety. So St. Louis will try to continue to just chip away at that lead. They had it down to 3, an 11-point lead down to 3 in the first half. And then BYU with a nice closeout to end the half. And once again, the leading scorers, if you joined us late, Nick Emery for BYU with 9, 6 for Jamal Aites, 6 for Eric Mika, 6 for TJ Haas. And Kyle Davis has done a great job on the interior, and just 8 points in just 13 minutes of play for BYU. And for St. Louis, the leading scorer in that first half was Jermaine Bishop, who had 12 points. And then no one else in double figures. Zeke Moore has 6. So we are ready for the start of the second half here. And stay with us tonight. All our folks on the East Coast tuning in. At around midnight Eastern time, we will have Alabama against Valparaiso coming your way. Haas, backdoor, blows a layup attempt, gets his own rebound, kicks it out. Here down the lane is Mika, who banks it home. Eric Mika. Yeah, they said Davis on the PA. Well, that was Mika with the bucket. And it's a 9-point game. Crawford, cross court, unforced turnover for St. Louis. in the backcourt, LJ Rose and Emery. And the turn by Mika. He gets tangled up with Egbeko.
Fouls on Reggie Egbeko.
And for Egbeko,
His third
that's his third personal foul. Egbeko, which is 4 points, has 6 rebounds tonight. And there's a whistle in the lane, and that's going to go the other way. And a blocking foul, and I think that's on Emery, and that will be on Emery, and that's his second personal foul. So tight calls here to start the second half. Crawford. And Bishop up top had the hot hand in the first half with 12. The entry pass, Egbeko. Backing down Mika. And Meko actually retreats, and Egbeko makes the bucket. And the lead down to 7. Miko in the lane, and a traveling call. That's another point of emphasis this season. Where a player puts the ball on the floor, see if they take that one step. They're not going to give you that step anymore. So another turnover on BYU. Second here in the second half. Bishop for 3. And Bishop has 15 in the game. Down the lane, there's Davis. Throws it up with the one hand and in. As Reggie Egbeko had to back off. That's a 44-38 game. Around a double screen, there's Bishop. They cut him off. Nice job as he was ready to turn the corner. Back up top, here's Roby. Roby down the lane. Roby lays it up, lays it in. DeVell Roby with the bucket. It's back to a 4-point ball game. Pause, wants a trigger, gives it up. Cross court, Emery, screen. Oh, weaves through traffic, leaves it off underneath. Will that bucket go? It does, and one is Eric Mika with the finish.
Fouls on number 11, Jermaine Bishop.
All starts here with the penetration, high screen,
Austin Gilman.
and then that bounce pass in the lane. Good body control, and the finish by Eric Mika.
Eric Mika.
So Mika in double figures, and that's his 11th point right there. 47-40. Bishop has 15 points on 6 out of 14 shooting, and they shade him a little bit to the left. And yes, that is the 1-3-1 zone that we always see out of Dave Rose. In the lane, they attack it. Roby can't get it to go down. Rebound fought for, and here's Emery. Nick Emery out of the pack, underneath Davis, and he lays it up for 2. And Travis Ford wants to talk things over. So there is a timeout on the court. BYU is leading by 9 on the Men Who Speak Up main event.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer. When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
Travis Ford didn't like the tempo in this game here in the start of the second half, and so he quickly calls a timeout before the media timeout at the 16-minute mark. Hey, stay tuned. Coming up at the conclusion of tonight's first game, we'll have a little break, and then that battle between the Crusaders of Valparaiso, led by Alec Peters, who is averaging 26 points and 9 rebounds per game, and Alabama in the SEC. And everyone's talking about the recruiting class for next year that Avery Johnson will be bringing in, but he has a nice group of talent this season, led by a talented backcourt of Dazon Ingram and Corbin Collins. And that game will come to you later on tonight. Start time tipping off at around midnight Eastern time. If you're an insomniac like me, you're up watching hoops. And this city truly never sleeps anyway. So Austin Gilman is in the game for St. Louis. St. Louis actually has made 3 out of 4 from the field to start this second half. And BYU comes out hot as well, 4 for 5. Bishop into the forecourt. Attacking up top. Gilman. Gilman has a mismatch with Emery guarding him. Now they sag down on Gilman inside the lane of Becco. Swivel, move, and a whistle and a foul. Thought he might have just tripped over his own feet, but we're going to get the call against BYU. And that's on Emery, and that'll be his 3rd personal foul. Let's see, Becco, reverse pivot, just falls. Just lost his footing. Bishop. And cutting into the passing lane, there's Davis. Davis with the steal. And they'll set things up with L.J. Rose. Over to Emery. They look down on the low block. And the drive by Davis on the dunk! Kyle Davis! He just saw that opening in the lane and dunks it home. An 11-point lead for BYU. Double team outside on Bishop. And then Crawford. Crawford's been awfully quiet tonight, just 3 points. And on cue, he takes it up inside, gets the offensive board, throws it up again, and draws the foul. So Mike Crawford does a good job on his second effort. And there you see Kyle Davis, and Davis got his man Ekpeko in the air. And then the right-handed dunk, he puts it home. And the Cougs lead by 11. So Crawford will go to the line from Tipton, Indiana. Averaged 10 points a game 1 season ago. Had 4 and 7 rebounds in the Eastern Illinois game this season. A high last year of 22 against George Mason. Crawford connects on the second and back to single digits. So they're going to extend some pressure out of the backcourt. L.J. Rose to Davis. There's some contact there. Wide open look by Gwynn. Corner 3. And Bishop back the other way. You see them shade him with Hawes playing him off to the side. So they must have scouted something in a kickball on Hawes off the double team. So if Gilman playing way up top, trying to open up perhaps a high-low with Gilman and Neufeld in there for St. Louis. 18 on the shot clock. Billikens to take it in bounds. Here's Bishop. And Hawes reaches in, gets the steal and a whistle. And that foul's going to be on Jermaine Bishop. And that's a 3rd personal foul now on Bishop. I mean, other than Bishop, there's not been a lot of scoring. And you see the reach in there on the drive. Hawes wanted that to be in the act of shooting. He drives in the lane as he lowers his shoulder, and they're going to call travel. Sometimes you try to do too much, and perhaps that was the case right there by T.J. Hawes. There is a timeout on the court. BYU leading St. Louis 51-42 on the Men Who Speak Up main event.
Basketball fans, be sure to mark it on your calendar. The biggest...
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should be.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should.
St. Louis and BYU met in the quarterfinals of the 1951 National Invitation Tournament, and BYU won that game. And then the Billikens won in the 53-54 season by 22 points. And so this is just the third meeting between these two schools. And I know that a lot of the BYU fans that are tuning in tonight would like to see a rematch between BYU and Valparaiso. And Valpo will be playing in the second game tonight, a rematch of that NIT game from last season. And that was a thriller at Madison Square Garden. So let's see what St. Louis could do now that Jermaine Bishop, the leading scorer with 15, is saddled with 3 personals. I'm going to send him back out on the court. And Austin Gilman will throw it in bounds. So you have Crawford, Roby, and then Neufeld and Bishop taking the ball up court. For the Billikens on the attack. Found a hole. They get it to Roby cross court. Skip pass to Bishop. Bishop penetration drives. Cut off again. On the other side, it's Roby. And then a three-pointer by Crawford off the iron. Underneath, the layup attempt no good by Neufeld. And cleared out of there by BYU. Rose on the lob underneath. And the flush! Davis! They run the break very well to the Cougars. Off the steal. That was Mika with the steal. Rose, pause. Behind the back with the dribble. He might throw it up from there. He can throw it up from anywhere on the court. Feel confident about it. Gwynn, they reverse the ball. Now underneath, here's Mika looking to turn. Goes up high off the glass as that shot was contested. Underneath, Gwynn with the follow. Whistle on the rebound. It's going to stay right here. That'll go against Austin Gilman, I believe.
Fouls on Austin Gilman. That'll be his third personal.
And that's the third personal on Gilman. See if BYU tries to throw the lob again. Mika is being held up. They throw it underneath for Mika. Lays it up and in and one! You could see that coming as Gilman now picks up his 4th personal foul.
Fouls on Austin Gilman. Basket is good.
Mika is so strong. He just bodied up. He pushed off his man as he got to his spot underneath, and they find him. Throws it up and in. Good control. And the bonus. 55-42. Make it. Stays right there. 13-point lead for BYU over St. Louis. Forecourt. Here's Bishop. Again, they collapse defensively, do the Cougars. There's Moore, Zeke Moore. Moore up top to Bishop. Wilmer with the high screen. Penetration by Bishop. Goes up off glass with a floater for 2. Make that 17 for Jermaine Bishop. It's an 11-point lead. Gwynn with a jump hook in the lane. Ekbeko, and they're going to call push-off on the rebound, and they're going to charge Kyle Davis with the personal.
BYU foul on Kyle Davis.
You hope this does not turn into a free throw shooting contest. Although BYU's gone to the line 17 times to 7 for St. Louis. And Davis with his 3rd personal will check out. Moore looks for an opening in the middle. They tried to spot up Wilmer. Dribble penetration. They're going to say that Jermaine Bishop turns it over as he steps out of bounds on the drive. So on Bishop, although he has scored 17 points, he's also turned the ball over 5 times in the contest. Colby Leifson will see action now for BYU, the freshman from Sewanee, Georgia. And underneath, that drive by Mika, and again, he gets hammered by Gilman, and that'll be his 5th personal, and he's done for the night. No points in the game for Gilman, and you feel like he was just sent in there again to put a fresh body on Eric Mika. So Mika just has been taking over games in the early part of this season, and he could shoot free throws. They said when he came back from his mission where he went to Italy, came back, he was just a lot stronger, and now he's even a much more improved free throw shooter, and we're going to get a lane violation. And so Mika will shoot again. In the first game back from his Mormon mission against Princeton, he had 26 points and 18 rebounds. He's averaging 21 and 11, double-double. Starting to dominate inside, and on the makeup free throw, he connects. And so for Mika now, he has 14 points in the game. It's a 13-point advantage for BYU. There's more. They almost dare him to drive inside, and that's when you see 2 Cougars collapsing. Bishop and Welmer. Outside to Moore. He throws it in the corner for Crawford. Crawford, that ball skips across to Bishop. Wide open look, no. And the rebound underneath to Eric Mika. So Mika now 7 boards in the game. Rose up top. Down the low post. Here's Eric Mika. Mika turns around off glass. Drew the foul. Can't get the bucket to fall. And Mika goes back to the free throw line. We see this, I think, as a sort of a trend this season in college basketball, where guards are pulling down a ton of rebounds. And tonight in this game, L.J. Rose of BYU is leading in the category of rebounding with 10. 3 points and 10 boards. As BYU's been crashing the boards, we will step aside on the Men Who Speak Up main event.
You're in the fight of your life. It helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
Men Who Speak Up is a national movement to raise awareness about the signs and symptoms of advancing prostate cancer. For more information, go to menwhospeakup.com. Tony Cardasco back here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. And it's turning into the Eric Mika show. Saturday night, 19 points, 3 blocks, 11 rebounds against Coastal Carolina. So on 6 for 8, he's been so efficient. 17 points now for Eric Mika in the game. Welmer looks for an outlet. And there's Roby off the double team. Wide open again. There's Bishop. Swish! Well, where did this come from? I'm telling you, Bishop now in the contest with 17. Averaged 9 points a season ago, and he's just been very fluid tonight. There's Hawes for 3. Roulette's out. Rebound underneath to Ekpeko. St. Louis on the attack. Underneath, Crawford lays it up off glass on the reversal. So Crawford with the bucket. And it's a 10-point lead. Childs cross court. Leifson for 3. Rattles around, out. Underneath it is fought for. Ekpeko clears it out for St. Louis. looking to cut it to single digits with 12 to go. There's Bishop, finds an opening in the lane, lays it up and in. And it's back to an 8-point game and make that 22 for Jermaine Bishop tonight, and a timeout on the court by BYU. So that lead has dwindled now down to 8 points. St. Louis continues to attack, and we have a timeout on the court. BYU is leading 59-51. So again, we invite everyone to stay with us tonight. It should be an exciting game between Alabama and Valparaiso coming your way. There'll be a little break. We'll have a little downtime here, and the teams will come out, get warmed up, and we'll be ready to go. And some fans have traveled from around the country to see tonight's action. And then on Wednesday, we will be back on the air here in Las Vegas to bring you the consolation game right here. And that should start 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern time. That'll be followed up with a title game at 8 o'clock Pacific time, 11 Eastern. And that will be televised on ESPN2, so you won't want to miss the championship game and to give out that title belt. And it's really a lot of fun here in Vegas. And there's another bracket with a lot of basketball going on as well here in Vegas. It's a 2-bracket format, and everyone in attendance has a great time here in Vegas. Holiday time, Thanksgiving time, and basketball time. Tournaments going on across the city as well. St. Louis, Travis Ford, is trying to keep the talent in St. Louis at home, and he says that there is a lot of talent in St. Louis, and they just signed this past week in the early signing period a player by the name of Cartier Gordon, a 2018 prospect who picked St. Louis over Kansas and Missouri out of Webster Graves High School. And then they have some talented transfers waiting in the wings for next season. Javon Bess from Michigan State is redshirting this season, as are DJ Foreman, who played at Rutgers, and the sharpshooting Adonis Henriquez from Central Florida. So they're sitting out this season. They signed 2 other 4-stars in the early signing period. Hassan French, 6'7", out of Massachusetts, and Jordan Goodwin, a local product out of St. Louis, in the ESPN 100. So things looking up for St. Louis, and right now BYU is leading, and everything's looking rosy for the Cougars as well. The jump pass underneath, Aites can't control it, and it goes out of bounds to St. Louis. The jump pass outside by TJ Haas, intended for Jamal Aites on the baseline. And for the Cougars, that's turnover number 11. 10 turnovers for St. Louis. Roby, they get it to Crawford. Wide open again, in stride. There's Bishop, swish! And we've got a game now. It's a 5-point lead for BYU. Childs takes it down the center of the lane, goes up off glass, and a whistle. And they do get St. Louis with the blocking foul. That's going to go against Reggie Ekbeko. And that should be the 4th personal on Ekbeko. And he was inside the restricted zone, so can't be any contact down there. As Yoli Childs goes to the line, rattles in the first of 2. Childs pretty much the 6th man on this team this season. He was a former member of the ESPN 100, 6'8", 2 1/4, freshman out of South Jordan, Utah, and Bingham High School. Makes 2, back up to a 7-point lead. So let's see if they continue to get the ball in the hands of Jermaine Bishop now with 25. Career best 25. There's Roby, and he'll draw the foul as he drives against Aites. Yeah, that foul's on Jamal Aites. And that'll be the second personal foul on Aites, and the 15th foul. Aites and Childs check out. Davis and Mika coming back in. And Mika will guard the baseline as DeVell Roby tries to throw it in. Coming long for Neufeld. 7-point lead for BYU, trying to turn back St. Louis. Welmer. Crawford looks down low, and they throw the ball away. Crawford was looking for a cutter, and then throws it away behind Jermaine Bishop, and a turnover gives the ball back to BYU. Up 7, and the ball. Emery and Davis. LJ Rose played in 2 games last season for the University of Houston. And the fadeaway jumper on the baseline, Emery. And we've got a whistle and a foul, and a loose ball foul will go against Eric Mika. And that's his 3rd personal foul. We've got a long way to go here with 10:47 remaining. So Mika and Davis each have 3 apiece, as does Nick Emery for BYU. Crawford had the high screen. Swing it back over to Crawford with 15 on the timer. Crawford drives in the lane, spin move, goes up off glass, rolls around and in! Nifty move in the lane that time by Crawford, now with 9. And back the other way, the reverse lay-in by Mika! And 1. BYU gets that ball out of there so fast on the break, and you have to get back in defensive transition. So take a look again. And just nice outlet pass, 2 passes, reversal, lay-in, and the whistle. So Matt Neufeld has fouled out. And that free throw completes the 3-point play. So Neufeld and Gilman, the 2 other bigs for St. Louis, have both fouled out. There's Crawford down the baseline. Roby gets his man in the air, goes up. That shot is blocked by Mika. They get it back outside. Bishop for 3. He'll the iron and off. And the rebound underneath to Kyle Davis. A turnover back to St. Louis. Roby on the wing on the right side. Roby takes it in the lane. Back up top. Johnson almost traveled. Again, the floater in the lane. And that shot will not go down for Bishop. We've got a whistle and a foul against BYU. Wow, and that's going to go against Nick Emery. And that is his 5th personal foul. So Emery fouls out of the contest with 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. So Davin Gwynn will be his replacement, the junior out of Marietta, California. And we have free throws coming up. DeVell Roby will be at the line from Memphis. And 1 and 1. Out of White Station High School. Earns the bonus. And it's a 7-point lead for BYU. Another rebound underneath for Mika. That's his 8th board of the game. BYU on the attack. Gwynn looking to turn as Davis, his man flops, goes down. Layup for 2 as Jalen Johnson went down. And Davis with the finish. The chant was Flapper. And Mika with a rejection back the other way. The layup by Gwynn and 1. So we see Davin Gwynn coming off the bench. And up top right there, you see the penetration and the drive by Bishop. The ball was knocked out of there. And then quickly up the court. Nice outlet ahead of the field. Gwynn, nice hang in the air, and the bucket. And he completes the 3-point play. So it's back to a 12-point advantage for the Cougars. Crawford. St. Louis has just been hanging around this game. Can't seem to shake him. Zeke Moore wants to operate. Johnson lets it fly from three-point range. Didn't expect that. I don't think the coaching staff for the Billikens did either. It's Haas over to Gwynn. The bounce pass underneath. That's Davis underneath and just hits the iron. He had an easy point-blank look, and he blows a lane attempt. Back the other way. Jalen Johnson down the lane. Can't get that shot to fall. And here's L.J. Rose, floater in the lane, won't go down, gets his own board up and in. So L.J. Rose now with 5 points. And BYU with its largest lead on the night at 14. Popping out is Welmer. Johnson on the angle. Around a screen, there is Crawford off the miss. One and done again for St. Louis. BYU's doing a good job of blocking out inside. Look to extend this lead. There's Mika. Mika has Welmer on his back, so he fades away. Off the miss, cleaned up, and in by Kyle Davis. So Kyle Davis had great positioning underneath, and Davis now has 20. Mika has 20, and BYU is up by 16. Bishop head of the circle. Bishop takes it in the lane, leaves it off. Welmer stolen away, back the other way. Here's Davin Gwynn, and a whistle and a foul against St. Louis. The wheels are starting to come off for St. Louis, and there's a timeout on the court. BYU with a 16-point lead now, the largest on the night for the Cougars. You're watching the Men Who Speak Up main event.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should be.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should be.
It's a 9-0 BYU Cougar run over the last 2:08. And meanwhile, St. Louis has gone ice cold, and the Billikens are 0 for their last 7 field goal attempts, and they have not scored in the last 3:05, and suddenly BYU has taken that lead up to 16 with 7:25 to go here in Las Vegas. Tony Cardasco back here courtside at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. We've had a couple of players for St. Louis foul out, and to be quite honest, both Neufeld and Gilman were doing at least work on the defensive end and trying to hold down Eric Mika and Kyle Davis, but since their departure, they've just been feeding the ball to the post, and Mika and Davis have now combined for 40 points at 20 apiece. All you need now is for the TJ Haws show to kick in, and it will be lights out. So Haws has 6 points on 2 of 7, and this BYU team outside of Mika, the rest of the supporting cast I think will take turns this season in contributing and getting minutes, as Gwynn makes good on the free throw. Freshman year, Davin Gwynn played at UC Riverside, and his mission was in Mexico. And Gwynn makes good on 2. That lead now up to 18. Zeke Moore. And the ball stolen away again, so the drought continues for St. Louis. Rose is going to take it in the lane, gives it off to Haws for 3. Front of the iron, long rebound. Haas will try it again, gets his man in the air, step back three on the way, swish! And there goes TJ Haas. And BYU up by 21. Crawford fading away, off-balance shot. He didn't even get the iron. And now LJ Rose says, let's settle things down. Jamal Aites on the post up, banging his way down low, backing down Crawford. That's easy money here in Vegas for Aites. And Aites now has 8 points, 80-57. And we're going to get a timeout on the court. It's a 16-0 BYU run. And St. Louis now has missed its last 8 field goals. And they have not scored in the last 3:15 of this game. You're watching the Men Who Speak Up main event.
You're in the fight of your life. It helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
To make matters worse on that front line for BYU, they're expecting Corbin Kafusi, a 6'10 junior, to join the team at the conclusion of the football season. He's a player on the BYU football squad, and 10 of 15 players are underclassmen, and Dave Rose has a nice combination of both leaders, upperclassmen and lowerclassmen on this in this lineup, and a lot of mature players. The Lone Peak three this summer, Haas, Emery, and Mika, they all got married over the summer. So that's a lot of responsibility for these young men. 80-57. Cougars with the lead. Welmer. Ekeko. Welmer loses the handle. Shot clock is down to 10. Zeke Moore, he's going to penetrate, throws it up on the floater, and it bangs in. So for Zeke Moore now, 8 points in the game. 80-59 Cougars. Again, Mika's got positioning inside. And Haas lost the handle. Here's Moore in the open court. A 19-3 run over the last 4:17 of this contest. Stutter step, Bishop draws attention. Ekbeko in the lane, throws it up. They won't count that. They're saying the foul will be on the floor. And so Reggie Ekbeko will go to the line. And that foul's on Mika, and that'll be his 4th personal foul.
That'll be the 8th team foul.
And the 1-1 coming up for Reggie Ekbeko, the senior from Buffalo, New York, who shot 57% from the field last season. He was the first Billiken to open the season this year with a couple of double-doubles since Anthony Bonner did it back in the 89-90 campaign. Can't get the bonus. And it's still a 21-point lead. LJ Rose to Gwynn. There's Davis in the lane, and the ball squirts out into the hands of Aites, who finishes it for the bucket. So Jamal Aites now with 10. Moore from three-point range. That's long. Here's Rose, whose dad Lyndon played with Dave Rose on that Phi Slamma Jamma team. And Aites going to work again, now has 12. And Jamal Aites is perfect tonight. He's 4 for 4 from the field and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 84-59. Nice drive again by Jermaine Bishop, and he'll earn a couple of free throws. Out of Holy Cross High School in the Queens, New York. And Bishop just a sophomore, so his best days are to come. Bishop with a career night of 25. Cannot add to it. Eights and Rose. St. Louis settling into a 2-3 zone. BYU attacks. Davis in the lane, had the ball held up, and that altered his shot. Off the miss. Ekbeko. Down court, Roby. Between the legs, Bishop takes it off glass again for two more. 27 for Jermaine Bishop. 84-61. Long outlet pass, and Davis with the basket for two. LJ Rose with 7 assists in the game to no turnovers. Moore, lob pass in the low block. Welmer backing down eights. Stutter steps and gets called for the travel. His feet were moving and the ball was not on the floor, and we've got a timeout on the court. BYU up big on the Men Who Speak Up main event.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should be.
When you're in the fight of your life, it helps to have an army on your side. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada treats more patients than all other Nevada treatment centers combined. Comprehensive is affiliated with the U.S. Oncology Network, advancing high-quality cancer care with one of the nation's largest networks of community-based oncology physicians. Comprehensive Care. Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, your best ally in the fight against cancer.
Renting a car, huh? Me too. I like to get on a big line, check in at the counter, fill out some paperwork, and just take off. Hey, line's over here, my friend.
Not for me, pal. I'm with Silver Car.
Silver Car. Car rental the way it should be.
We remain in the heavyweight division at the conclusion of this game.
On the assist side tonight, when you look at the stats, BYU wanted to share the ball by making one extra pass. That was their goal as Dave Rose continues to build this young Cougar team. And tonight they have 20 assists through the Cougars to 8 for St. Louis. And BYU led from the jump for 36-plus minutes in this game. Field goal percentage, 52% to 38% in favor of the Cougars of BYU. Turnovers, 14 for St. Louis, 13 for BYU. And rebounds, BYU with an advantage, 42-33. And the Cougars in the midst of a 22-4 run over 5:47 of game clock. And now BYU is up by 25. And what a game tonight for Jermaine Bishop. Has 27 points in the game, 11 of 23 from the field, 4 of 9 from distance. Has a couple of assists in the game.
Kobe Layson back in for BYU.
Haas to Gwynn. And down low, looking to turn. That jump shot is no good by Yoli Childs. And we've got a whistle on the rebound. And this will go against BYU. And this will go against Davin Gwynn. So we'll shoot free throws down the other end. Don't forget, coming up, we'll have a break, and then we'll have that collision between the Alabama Crimson Tide at 2-1, head coach Avery Johnson, and Valpo, the Crusaders, on their first season head coach, Matt Loddick. That's coming your way tonight. And we're expecting that to start around 9 o'clock Pacific time, midnight Eastern. Second attempt coming up for Ekbeko. Ekbeko just might be tired because they've been grinding him, and he's had to guard the big man of BYU. And it's just been a lot of physicality, let's say, down the low block. Leifson. Gwynn. Gwynn has the ball stripped away. It's regained by 8. 12 on the shot clock. Haas has it. Stutter step. Hesitation. Throws it behind him in the lane to 8. Skips across on the bucket by Yoli Childs. When I hear Yoli Childs, I say the only child? No. Yoli, Y-O-L-I, Childs. Freshman out of South Jordan, Utah. And Childs in the game with 6 points. 88-61 Cougars. In the lane, that's Roby, throws it up. Can't get it to fall. And Roby now just 1 out of 5 from the floor. Here's Haas. Goes over to Gwynn. And the return back to Haas. That jump pass down the low post. Again, it's Eights. And a travel up top on Leifson. Colby Leifson with the travel. And that'll be the 14th turnover. So Frampton and Shaw.
Number 31 checks in the ball game. And Zach Frampton checks in for BYU.
So Zach Frampton, Brandon Shaw come on for BYU to play out the string here with 2:21 to go, as does Peyton Dastrup, Moore, and Roby. So BYU, as Welmer shoots from 3, off the miss. Frampton to Gwynn. Frampton gets it off in the lane, and Shaw with a dunk. Brandon Shaw with the bucket, 90-61 BYU. So BYU will be playing the winning team out of the second game between Alabama and Valpo. A reverse pivot. Ekpeko can't get it to drop. He's really struggled from the field. Hasn't had a lot of shots because he's been playing a lot on the defensive end. He also has 10 boards. And that shot by Shaw. And we're going to get a held ball as Shaw was inside battling with Elliot Welmer. Brenton Shaw off the rebound, and St. Louis will have possession of the basketball. It's been a pretty physical game.
Checks back in the ball game, and Marcos Pisamidas, number 21, into the ball game now for the Billikens.
So Marcos Pisamidas comes in as St. Louis tries to get some action for the sophomore from Greece. A foul on the drive. And that's going to be against Leifson. And Moore will go to the free throw line. So it's been a game of runs tonight. The current run is 26-5 over 8 minutes. And St. Louis just had that drought where they couldn't score. I mean, they've just made a couple of field goals on their out of 14. So they were 2 for 14 and still struggling from the field. And off the miss, it goes out of bounds to BYU. Again, we're going to have the camera action of the teams warming up, and then we'll pick it up with the play-by-play in the start of that second game as soon as they're ready. Inside Shaw, off the miss, taps it out of bounds, and it will be St. Louis's ball. Leading scorers in this game, once again, story for St. Louis has been the sophomore Jermaine Bishop, who pumped in 27. There's more in the lane. Gets it outside to Pisamidas. Off the miss. Frampton comes alive with a 3. Kenny around, out. The rebound underneath it is cleaned up by Gwynn. Reverse layup is good. What a move underneath by Davin Gwynn. 92-62, a 30-point advantage for BYU. Moore. Pisamidas driving baseline, draws the foul. Basket won't fall. So BYU looks like the team that could challenge Gonzaga this season, although the Zags reloaded and they've got quite a squad. Watched them play the other night. A kid by the name of Zach Collins, a center from this Las Vegas area. First free throw by Pisamidas is off. And then there's Jordan Matthews, the Cal transfer, and Nigel Williams-Goss, the guard who played at Washington. And I can't wait to watch those two schools collide. That jump shot by Johnson is off the mark. And BYU is just going to run this game out. And so the Cougars of BYU go to 4-0 on the season, while St. Louis falls to 2-2 in what is a rebuilding campaign. Two coaches meet at center court. And for St. Louis, 27 in the game for Jermaine Bishop, and 20 apiece for Kyle Davis and Eric Mika of BYU. So second half, we saw St. Louis go into a funk, and they end the game with no field goals in the last 4:09. And the Cougars just piled it on with more bench strength and just ran down the Billikens of St. Louis. So stay with us. We're going to have the tip-off coming up for the second game. So BYU advances to the final on Wednesday night at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And St. Louis will play in the consolation game against the loser of Game 2. And that game will be between the University of Alabama and the Crusaders from Valparaiso and Valparaiso, Indiana. So stay with us. Once again, the final score in the first game, BYU 92, St. Louis 62. You're watching the Men Who Speak Up main event.